Right, hello again. Dread Mechanic here, and today I present you with part one of my Armored Core 6, well, just Armored Core in general, mech build stream. It's a little thing I've been tinkering with the last few days, based on a couple of reference pictures. I have played Armored Core 6 extensively myself, so I'm well aware that you can customise the hell out of those robots and make them look anyway quite a few different ways. But I wanted to try doing a chicken walker style leg, so I've been using these reference pictures that I just pulled off Google Images for now. I've got a few other ideas that I might chuck in there, but this is what it looks like for now. I've just gone with a nice black or dark grey kind of colour for now. It's also got the beginnings of a vanilla VTOL system, because that was one of the main reasons I wanted to tinker with this, was to try and make something with a VTOL jetpack kind of thing. And it's also got an AI controlled head that can look around at stuff at the minute. Oh, robot. And I've done a bit of cockpit stuff, but not a massive amount yet. And this one is kind of designed like a big skimmer at the minute. I've been playing around with some thruster powered arm and movement commands to give it different positions when it does stuff, when it moves around. Not perfect yet, but works alright. As you can see, the VTOL-ish engines move differently according to different inputs. You can also sort of jump, or you could call it a flight mode. I'll turn some of the override thrusters off. It still needs a little bit more work in a few places, but that's the kind of basics of it for now. Might make the arms move a little bit quicker in some animations, but yeah, that's the basic model that I've made for now. But I want to try and make it walk as well. And we are very tight for space in this design, because I've tried to make it a little bit smaller than the RX-8 that I've been working on. Problem is putting in all the things I want to put into these things. You can only make them so small before it's just a mech composed entirely of conveyor pipes and hinges and no armour. But anyway, for the moment I've set up the first leg of the walk cycle, which I'm hoping will work nicely. My main concerns are balance. I may have to make the feet wider, but I've got plenty of space for that, so that's not an issue. I just need to set up the other leg now, and I think that walk cycle looks pretty nice, to be honest. It seems to lift pretty well. The foot stays fairly level the entire time. There's nothing really smacking into anything. I think that might be alright. So we'll get rid of those pictures. And we'll sort out this other walk controller. And oddly, when I do chicken walker legs, I seem to need less event controllers. Maybe I'm overcomplicating some of my other leg designs. I'm not quite sure yet, but anyway, we've already set up one leg, so we need to set up the other leg. So we need block switched on and off. Then we need leg light 01, because I've been using my automated light control system, so all of those little cyan blinking lights all control different sections of each leg, and it's the same with the arms. So if I want to move a section of the leg, it's a simple case of turning on or off the corresponding light, and it makes programming all of these weird oh, hello C4621 Raven, cheers man. Yeah, I've spent a couple of days really trying to figure out angles and shapes and things. Some bits are a little thicker than I'd like them to be, but the problem with doing anime robots and Japanese mech design is they tend to go for cool factor rather than practical factor, and it makes it a bit tricky trying to make them. What the hell was I doing? Walk controller. Right, so when we turn on and off that light, we want to do things. So when it turns on, we want the right leg lights to all turn back on. Oop, not that one. On, and we also want the foot light to turn back on. So now when we turn off that light, the whole leg lifts forward like that. It won't necessarily move back yet. So next stage, we'll just copy this. Angle changed, greater than 65. Angle changed, and then we'll look at the leg hinge that's connecting the hip. You can see it wiggling away because it's dangling and doing stuff. Lots of subgrids tend to get wobbly, so leg hinge greater than 65. And on this one we turned off the two middle legs. Leg turn off R02 and R03. So we flick that light, flick it again, it gets to there, it moves down. So when we turn off that first light, we also want it to turn off that foot light. So that'll lift up, drop down, and turn it off. There we go. The foot moves in the right position. Turn the light back on again. Turn it off. Now we turn both the first two leg lights on and off. It'll do that. And I'm just doing that by pressing 1 and 6 on my keyboard, so now we need a way to automate that into nice, smooth cycle. Oh, how many timers have I got left in here, and where are they? Timers. Done, 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 and done. Right, where are those two centre ones? They are the ones directly below me. Why have I put a timer block directly below myself? Oh, yeah, those are for the pilot seat commands. Can't use them. They are for other things later on. So, may have to redesign a few things, possibly. We are very, very, very tight on space in this mech. And I am not certain I've got enough gyro control. But we'll find out in a minute. So... yeah, there's that annoying gap there, isn't there? So I need a walk on and off. And walk start. Walk... So, got those two gaps there. That'll do for now. So we need a walk on and a walk off. A walk start and a walk cycle. On, start. Right. Walk on. Walk start, because we need to break up the beginning of the walk cycle a little bit. Walk cycle to make everything tick over. And then walk off when we want to stop moving. Right. That should be. That into the moment. Right, so walk on. Right, let's do this from the walk cycle section first. So I need to know. Well, let's make that 3 seconds for now. So it would be leg lights R01 and L01 turning on and off, and then the cycle repeating itself. So then we trigger that. And that's 3 seconds, is it? I bet 2 seconds is a little bit too quick, isn't it? I bet that'll be too quick. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. We'll see what happens. There you go. That's the walk cycle. As you can see at the bottom, it's just flicking all the lights on and off, and that's controlling everything pretty much. Walk cycle. Trigger and stop. Right. Now, I want it to walk on. Now see, I want it to jump, like sort of transition from this kind of default position into that position, and then begin its walk cycle. It's like that when all the lights are turned on. Do. Walk off. Down. We will leave the first page blank because it's always a good idea to do that. So you've got some room to put in space. So you've got some space to put in fail safes and stuff in case you need to turn anything off before you turn other things back on. So I tend to leave that first page blank. Now we'll just make it leg lights, and that turns everything back on, as well as the foot lights. And we trigger that. Hello. Why did you not trigger? I missed something. Right. Again, fail safes and things like that. Let's turn all of these off first. And we turn them all off first and then turn them all on the next page. It will cycle every light and every event controller in the space of a single tick. You should make sure things turn on the way they're supposed turn on and off the way they're supposed to. Right, so walk on. We want to set the legs up into the correct position. Do that. There you go. That'll put that in that position. Cycle through them. There you go. That'll put that in that position. So then walk on. Do the same thing. We will skip to the second page. And then we just need to turn these on and off according to what they are now. So that one's on. Pretty sure that one's off. That one's off. And that one's the next one. You know what? Let's do it like this. That's off and off and off. And then we've got the two footlights. That one is on and the right one is off. So now when we hit the walk off, it puts everything back to the way it should be. Oh yeah, that's why it's doing that. This is why we left the first page blank. Because we want to turn these off. Before we start moving the legs. Otherwise the lights will still respond to things. And it's also why we left this first page here blank as well. Because we want to turn them on. No, we don't. We want to turn them on after. We want the legs to get into that position, and then we want to turn on walk start, and then start walk start. Give walk start 2-second delay for now, so it's got a bit of space. We can adjust that later. And then walk start is where we want to turn on our walk controllers. Turn them all on. Dun, 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 dun. I'll skip to page 2 and turn them all on, just in case there's anything we need to turn off first. And then it should be a case of I'll give it a little gap, turning that on and triggering it. I think we'll go for triggering it for now. Do. Yeah, so if we now trigger that, it'll put it into position and then it'll start moving on its own. So we need to add a few more things to walk off, which is why, again, we left this at the beginning. So when we turn the system off, we also want that cycle to stop. And we want the leg control, the walk controllers to turn off too, because we don't want them interfering when the legs reset. So we click on walk, and we take the. First of all, I'm going to stop that and turn it off. In fact, I'm going to leave a gap. I'm going to stop walk start and turn it off, just in case. And then I will stop the walk cycle and turn that off. And then all of this will stop. And then those lights will cycle, and the legs should reset back to where they were. Like so. And you can see that is now off, and that is now off. So they can't accidentally be triggered. Which is why we turn it on, and then start it. And then turn it on, and then trigger it. That way, if you accidentally tap the walk forward button too many times in quick succession, it's not going to freak out the controls and make all sorts of timers trigger at the same time, because they're all getting turned on and off. Like for example here, at the beginning of walk start, we're going to use that gap we had at the beginning to turn the walk on. Actually no, we don't need to do that, because the walk on timer is going to get turned off on and off anyway by something else, so that'll be fine. Yeah, that should be alright. Oh yeah, and we want walk start to actually turn itself off as well after it starts the walk cycle, so it can't accidentally be triggered again. So once it's done all that, it'll turn itself off. So we can click walk on to trigger everything, gets all in position, starts moving. Then we can trigger walk off, and it all resets back to where it came from. Do the same again. Yeah, that's that. Now, I would also like to tie that into some of the thrusters so I can get vanilla walk cycle control. That means more event controllers. Ooh, smegging my way around, am I? There you go. That means more event controllers. That means less space. You know what? I'm going to plonk them right there and there. Controller, walk forward. Walk reverse. Because we'll figure out the reverse mode later. Because we'll need to squeeze in at least another 4 event controllers somewhere. And I don't know where at the moment, because those gaps are kind of earmarked for things, but I'm not sure I'm going to have the space for them. Because I decided to do all this stupid stuff with these lights. There are some places I could take some blocks out and squeeze some more things in. Redesign a few bits and squeeze a few more in some other places maybe. We'll figure it out. But for now, we need... now, I don't really want the hydrogen thruster being used for the walk system, so... yeah, there's that. Figure out a way I can kind of cover it up a little bit more, maybe. I don't like exposed conveyor ports, but sometimes you can't help it. I don't really want to make him any taller than he already is. Go with that one. All that. Walk, thruster, forward. Control. Yeah. That gets to be the control thruster. And that gets to be the override thruster, because you need an override thruster when you're doing stuff like this. Only needs the tiniest amount, but it does need a little bit. Luckily though, you don't need it in... You don't need an override thruster in both directions on the same axis, you only need one. Because otherwise the flickering of the thrusters as the inertial dampening kicks in will mess with your walk controls and your legs will start doing freaky things. And the only other way I've found to counteract that is to turn inertial dampening off, and that causes all sorts of problems of its own if you're trying to use something with thrusters. So we'll call that one reverse, even though we're probably not going to use it for quite a while. Right, so now we Dum 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 dum. Walk control forward. We will select thrusters. Greater than 50% for now. Type in walk. Grab our forward controller. And when that does stuff, when the thruster kicks in, we want it to turn on the walk on controller, and when it turns off, we want to turn it off. And also when the thruster kicks in, we want it to trigger that. And then when the thruster turns on, we want it to turn off the off timer. And turn on, and when it turns off, we want it to also trigger the off timer. So now when I hit forward on the right thruster, when it's actually switched on, there we go, that's on, that's on. When I hit the W key, it kicks in and it starts walking, and when I release the W key, it goes back to where it was. You can see that tiny little thruster kicking in at the back. It's not actually really going to do enough to push the mech forward because it's tiny, but it is a great way of getting keyboard input controlled subgrid stuff. And you can see there, me just tapping the button, it all turns on and off and resets. And I can do that all day long, and it'll still reset back to the right position without the legs freaking out. Now hold the button, and it'll go through the walk cycle again. So that, in theory, can walk. But the big question now is balance. Balance is a tricky thing, especially if you've only got two legs. Because human beings as bipeds walk in the stupidest way possible. Walking upright is not really that efficient. And makes balancing real difficult. So, steps forward. Oh, that's not too bad actually. They're just an absolute, like, basic gyro setup. So I've not even put the subgrid gyro thing in here. It's literally just mouse control gyro because of the flight mode. I haven't got the room for it, but yeah, that's not too bad. What's it like it'll stop? Oh, it would probably help if I actually put some grip back into the suspension, because it was on 0, so it could glide around. Ooh, he's a bit wonky. He's rolling a bit. He's rolling a bit. But yeah, that's really not that bad. I could probably do something about the balance issue of make the feet a bit wider, which I wanted to do anyway. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Oh, hey, Deathlock. Cheers, man. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this design myself. I started messing about with it, like, the other night. Like I was saying before, I just built it as, like, a giant skimmer, essentially. This is the original one. Like, it's just full of thrusters. and event controllers that move the arms in different directions and different positions depending on thruster output. It was mostly an experiment with more vanilla limb control stuff, and I didn't actually really intend to do much more with it other than just this. It was also a bit of an experiment with vanilla VTOL, like thruster subgrid stuff, because he can fly. And because he's got subgrid thrusters in his feet, it gives him a bit more inertial dampening on his way down. Because he's currently set up with thrust overrides on, so it's more like a jump pack than a flight mode. But yeah, that all like works quite well at the moment. But yeah, I thought this morning or this afternoon I'd start making it walk as well. Yeah, it's small grid. Yeah, it's all small grid. Like most of my stuff is generally all in small grid. There's only a few things like the Warhammer Titan and a few others that I've made in large grid. Just as a laugh to make things in large grid. Like I was saying on the Discord server the other day, I really want a smaller grid size that's even smaller than this, so I can make like personal like mech suits and tiny little robots and stuff. Because giant robots are fun, but tiny robots are also fun. But yeah, what was we doing? Right, those feet. Let's make these a little wider. What's the best way of chopping these off and rebuilding them without screwing up everything else that I've built? First of all, let's stick a hinge lock on you. That's the one. I need to do something about that. Yeah, there we go. Right, so I want to make these feet a block wider either side. But don't. Yes, they do. They need to add. I'd really like two things. I'd like you say there, a slim standing cockpit that's like 1 block wide or 2 blocks wide or something. And I really want a 3x3 by 1 block small grid door, like a little tiny hatch. Yeah, like kind of like the cryo chamber. Yeah, definitely. So we cut. There we go. That's not ruined anything too much. Now we needed to do the same on the back end, but we'll do that in a minute. After we've figured out what we just chopped off. We've had a block there and there, a block there, and that's where we want to attach that back onto. Do. Yeah, because it was there, and we want it there. Yeah, I really want some smaller doors, because people always whinge about mods, blah blah blah, and I always end up finding myself using this same mod from EDP. He's done some really cool door mods, and this one is like perfect for a lot of things. because it's 3 by 3 by like a half block, sort of, and it's great. But people go mods, but because I use it all the time, I use it on this, I use it on loads of mechs, because it's just a great little hatch that fits nicely over over a small grid control seat. And I really wish Keen would do something similar, because the best we've got is this thing, and it's 4 blocks deep, which is really frustrating, because even numbers annoy me. I tend to build in odd numbers, and it's 5 blocks wide. Oh, sound. See you later then, dude. Have fun with your race. Cheers, man. Cheers for dropping by. So, where were we? Oh yeah, feet. Feet. But not in a Quentin Tarantino way. Ooh, that means we could also mimic that down the sides. Do that in a second. When we have... Let's see what we've got. So we can do the wrong thing. Do that. And then we can do that. And then that'll need to come out. And then the foot's going to start being that wide across there. Dum, dum, dum. That can go in there. That'll go there. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. It'll make it a bit more balanced than that, I reckon. Cool, right, so we need to chop this bit off. Yep. That there. That there. That there. Couple of them. I think. Couple of them. Got it. Where are you going? There we are. Ah. Will be. What? Higher. There we go. It's like that, innit? Fuel. What's the other one? Oh, wrong way. There we go. Up in there. Fill that back in. Make that wider at the back. Fill all that in. Ooh, to be honest, we could even possibly squeeze in another thruster over there. What's on here? Right, that's the way I designed that earlier. Let's do that now then. Right, and the same with the other side. Oh, I've not really played with the new glass blocks. Are they all even, are they? Oh, that's frustrating. So let's cut that off. Yeah, so one there, one there. And then we are going to do the same with that one. Like that there. So it was. Oh, this is turning into a confusing mess of bits. That's what I think. Yeah, right, that's the inside. What's that? That one. It's the outside of that, isn't it? Yeah. Right, sweet. That's all good. So that's getting swapped. That's that. That can get replaced. That can get replaced. And here we can fill that gap in and leave that for now. Actually, what? That's potentially another vertical thruster if we need it. Right, let's make the match. Stick that in there. Stick that and that there. Do the same thing over here. There we go. Do. That go there. Where are we with this thing? There it is. That go there. That go there. Not being that wide, at least for now. That should be like that for now. Right, so what did we learn? That can go there. That can go there. That'll get removed. Don't. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Dave. There we go. And on the that difficult for ourselves. Did that for now, didn't we? Oh, right, yeah, I see. Just done that, haven't I? Like that. Yeah, there we go. That's what was missing. Oh, no, screwed that up. Idiot. There we go. That's better. Right, so we need that one. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. And those two there. Right, that'll do for now. Oh, I'm not screwed up with feet. I'm just looking at the wrong. I've not done that bit. There we go. And that goes in there. There we go. I'll leave that space blank because I might put more thrusters in there later. You know what? These feet. Oops. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to leave them at that for now. Cool. Right. So those feet look a little bit better. Whatever. Oh, well, they've still got no smegging. Well, that's good. It corrected itself a little bit. It's still got no drag on the wheels. It's gonna skim forever. Friction, 50% please. Right. Wider feet. Why are you clanging though? Hmm. Oh, because I've got some bloody locks on, that's why. Leg hinges. There's locks getting moody. There we go. I locked them because they were wobbling. There we go. Okay, that's really not too bad at all. Bit better balanced. Yeah, it's not too bad. But having done absolutely no other work to make it walk other than give it a walk cycle, that's not too bad. So what gyros have I got in there? So we've got... Yeah, because we've got all of those. How many is that? Yeah, because it's got those override gyros from the skimmer mode that's pitching it forward ever so slightly. Turn that off. Anything, it needs something to tip it back a little bit. But yeah, that works pretty well. Turn with the... Then we're going over a little bit. The gyro controls pretty good. So we've got 12, 13 gyros doing balance control, and then 24 doing the turning, because that's how many I had for light mode controls. Ooh, a bit wonky. Oh, what if I turned half of them to override gyros as well? How balanced is it then? More balanced, but obviously it's fighting those other gyros a little bit. So it could probably do with more gyros tucked in there. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's the only problem with this walk cycle is when you retract back down, unless you're in the middle of the step, it's going to be a bit clangy. Stick on 100% friction, what's that like? Ooh, that grips the floor quite well. Staying upright quite well. It's pretty good actually. It's better than I was expecting. Okay, that's way better than I was expecting it to be. In that case, we'll just start working off this model because it walks around pretty damn well. Oh yeah, we've got a big exposed battery down there, haven't we? Because we were tight on space. Dum 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 dum. So. Oh yes, because I had to rebuild all of that to get those hydrogen thrusters in there. I need a big battery somewhere because the gigantic reactor that's in the centre of its body and very badly exposed, but I don't really care about that, isn't quite enough for all the big thrusters by itself, so it does need a large battery somewhere. On here. Oh yeah, this not gonna work. Smeg. Back in anime, robots. You got all these cool designs, but you're not bloody practical, are you? A better way of doing that. Yeah, that covers that up a little bit better. Got that for now. Right, so big smegging batteries. Stick it back there. But got ideas I want to try with that. We put it there, that's in the way of thrusters. I am going to have to stick a load of tiny batteries in somewhere, aren't I? Yeah. And what's the output of a big battery? The output of a big battery is 4 megawatts. The output of a small battery is 200 kilowatts, so I would need 5 to make 1, which means I would need 20 to do 4. Ugh. They weigh 146. 20 of them would be nearly 3 tons. That weighs 1 ton and does 4 megawatts. Damn it. Yeah, the small batteries don't make sense. If I did something. Wait. Maybe we could. Do. And again, I don't know how I would armour that up and hide it properly. Nope, that would look poo. I am just going to have to stick it back down here, aren't I? There's never have to put the smegging thing. Ugh, damn it. I mean, Oh, for God's sake, you could have deleted the wrong back-in thruster. Wrong fucking thing entirely. So, in fact, we can take that out. Place it with that. Good thing I haven't named any of these thrusters yet, or really given them any commands. I don't think, anyway. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because we're good at that. See about doing that instead. That instead. There we are. That looks better, I think. I need anything else to cover that up, but that'll do for now. It's not doing too bad staying level. I'm just trying to turn with that many gyros. But it does stay pretty damn level. And I'm really happy with that. I wasn't expecting it to work. I was expecting it to just keel over backwards continuously. Piss me off. Now, can we possibly remotely, sensibly squeeze in my manual gyro turning system? I really want that space where that battery is for the rotor. I'm thinking I might try and squeeze the battery in the back here. So let me get to that. Good. Ish. Down. Pisses me off so much. Actually, we could flip that battery that way around. Oh, we could use them, maybe. We did a row of that in the middle. Do that around the back. Like that, so you can kind of see the battery charge a bit, maybe. And then we could pop a bit of armor on the sides. Do that. And then a bit of that. You know, that's not too bad. How does that? How well does that walk with all that weight shifted like that? That's not too bad. Got an extra ton on its back now. Rather than bang in the centre. It's got still leaning back quite wide. What is the old centre of mass like? On you, bang in the centre of your crotch. That might actually be problematic. And with you, it is full bang in the centre. It's slightly further back. That is more or less kind of central, but I don't think it's that much of a problem. Oh, you've still got that battery there as well, haven't you? I'm going to have to take that out. That's not doing too bad. Nope. Clangy legs. Be quiet. Right, okay. Let's turn all that nonsense off. See what I'm doing. Right, so we got a big gap here now that we can use to our advantage. Because I want to try and get some gyro rotor control in here if possible. And I'm dubious as to whether I'm going to be able to cover it up properly or not. Going to need a fair bit of space to turn. But for now, let's just slap. On there, right, so that gets to be turn rotor. Turn gyro C01 override on. Copy all. Oh yeah. Inertia sensor and torque be all the way at the top. So copy those settings. To number 3. This is more or less my vanilla answer to part of the advanced Walker script. There's a lot of the mech building community like to use the stuff. I've been on a bit of a mission of late to figure out vanilla alternatives to what the various mech scripts out there do. Not because I don't like the mech scripts or the guys that make them; they're all cool dudes. Just being a former console player myself, I understand the frustration of not being able to use script properly on consoles and take advantage of some of the things they can allow you to do. So I've been trying to work out vanilla ways of doing the same things, or as close as I can get to them, for more or less for the purpose of console players being able to pinch these ideas for themselves and do things that they thought they maybe wouldn't be able to do. Let's give that rotor a little bit more room to breathe. One more there. There you go, that's a bit better. Less likely for that rotor to scrub on things, and we could actually also probably drop it down a little bit. Cool, so there we go, that turns the whole mech. It doesn't actually take up a massive amount of vertical space. I would like to try and cover it up eventually as well, but for now we'll leave it exposed so everybody can see what it's actually doing. So now we need thrusters to control those left and right movements. Basically going to do the same thing. Use side thrusters we've done with these forward and reverse thrusters. That is actually left. Settings. Copy up. That gets to be the override thruster. In fact, that can be both. And that can be done. Right, control. That's switched on. Right, so next step is need to squeeze in even more band controllers. Really vastly run out of space in here. And I might need this space for more gyros. God damn it. You know what? Smack it. Space to put them anywhere else right now, so they can just go here. Controller. Turn. Left. Right. Okay, right, so turn controls. Oh, name those thrusters properly, did I? Because I called them walk thrusters. Are in fact turn thrusters. Left. Right, let's stay there. There we go. Right. Turn. Turn left will be thruster powered, greater than 50%. Turn left control, and when it turns left, in fact, we need to work that out. Turn rotor. What's left? Left is minus. Right is plus. Turn left. We want to, first of all, reset the velocity on that hinge, and then we want to decrease the velocity. bum bum bum. And when it stops receiving input, we also want to reset velocity. And for turn right, we will do an equal but opposite kind of thing. Thruster greater than 50%. Turn right and block. Turn gyro. Reset velocity. Decrease velocity. Oh, hang on. That was increase, wasn't it? And then reset velocity again. So now when I hit left and right on the keyboard, it turns left and right. But it's a little bit slow, so let's double up this action here. Because each one of these decrease velocity or increase velocity actions increases or decreases by 6 RPM. So if we do it again, it'll do it to 12. Turn dom 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 dom. Right, there we go, and there we go, turning a little bit quicker. So now if we walk, we can now turn and walk using the keyboard. That's turning left. That's turning right. Let go. We drop back down to there. Cool. Might change up the tyres on the suspension on the feet a little bit, but for now, all of these gyros. What was the first 12? 17. They're the ones we put override controls on, weren't they? So they're all back to normal. So with just the 12 override gyros, it's not too bad. If I turn all of these off and just make them for flight mode, ooh no, it definitely needs some of them. Definitely needs some of them. Just those 12 doesn't seem to be quite enough. Strange, why are you tipping back like that now? There we go. Okay. These balance gyros doing weird stuff or something. Nope. It just needs more gyro control. Keeping it upright. Lifting that battery to the back has played a bit of havoc with its balance. It's back in enemy robots for you. So, right, for a start, I absolutely want to put those into that gap. And specifically saving it for them, so I'm going to do that now. Damn the consequences. They want to be that way around. copy of. They can be like that. That block there exposes horrible gap there. That and that be a mounting point for more gyros that we will stick at the front, hanging upside down. One, two, three, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Copy all. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Right, these ones. It's to be 4. Smegging building. There we go. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is. Let's do 5. One, two, three. Copy all. That'll be the new 4, 5, and 6. They can be 7 and 8. Do a similar thing over here. Copy settings, copy all. Hello, Frida. Sorry, I didn't see your message there. Yes, I have built this all from scratch. I didn't build it all from scratch on stream. It was an idea I was playing with a couple of nights ago. And then I decided to live stream some of the, well, just some of the building side of things. But yeah, I've built it all from scratch. Currently working out some of the vanilla systems to make it do things like turn and walk. Using vanilla input controls. It's not doing too badly now. Might add a few more suspensions to the feet, maybe, to give it a better chance of gripping. He's tipping forward a little bit now. But he's working pretty well. Clanging. That's just the feet catching. Yeah, he's got a few balance issues, but perfect, yeah. Well, he works alright. Build vision stopped working all of a sudden. So when it does that. There we go. Again, that's set to 0 friction. Not why it's... If... Why are you on 0? You're supposed to be on 100. Still got the 0 friction left over from when I was playing with the jetpack mode. Maybe that's causing some of the issues. There you go. That's gripping way better now. Yeah. Clang. Alright, we'll turn that down to 50%. Well, that's like... Oh, hang on. I'm not doing all the suspension again because I've... Oh... yeah, because I've changed the suspension group, haven't I? Deleted some wheels, that's why. Save them all to the same thing. Off, on. 50%. Give them all the same thing. There you go. Yeah, we are slowly tipping backwards. That's because of the feet position. I don't love that weight. Maybe it was a bad idea to move the battery back there, but I have to put it. Are you still tipping? No. Okay. So, that works alright. What else I would like to do is get the arms into the walk cycle. Right, so walk controllers. Actually, no, we'll tie them into the walk controller. So when that light turns on, the arm lights that I previously set up, LS rotor, so when that leg moves forward, I want that to turn off, and when it moves backwards, I want it to turn on. I think. We'll see in a minute when he starts walking like an idiot. Arm light. Hang on, which one did I just do? Actually, we'll do it the other way. We'll tie them into the opposite arms. So the left leg moving forward. We're going to move the right arm forward. Light. So that will turn off when that turns on, and that turns on when that turns off. Arm light. Rotor. Off and on. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then when we walk off, we want all of the arm lights to... Can the mech jump? It can't yet. It could, in theory. It could. Hold that thought. I will think about that later on. Because it has got some animations in it. Where's... not the older version. This, I think, is the one... yeah, this one I haven't put the walk mode into. This is the older version. This has... thruster controlled movements. So it can do different positions when it's turning left and right, or moving left and right, or whatever. But it does have a jump feature, and there is a jump animation in there. Because it's also got VTOL controlled thrusters. So there is a jump animation in there. I just need to speed it up a bit to try and make it actually physically jump. So the infrastructure is more or less there already to make it do things like that. But for the walk, when we stop walking, I want the arms to reset back to where they've come from, and there is bound to be more things in there that's going to need to reset. So we will first turn all of those off, then turn them all back on again. So when we stop walking, the arms reset. I think the arms moving that far out is throwing off the balance a little bit, and it's what's tipping it forward now. Not sure. Space engineers' physics can be moody sometimes. But he does seem to be a bit more forward tippy now when he walks. So walk start. When does the walk start? I want his arms move into position. So I want that I want that to turn on. I want that to turn off. Oh. I'm going to tip backwards. If I'm not careful. The problem is, I've stuck them after it turns itself off. That'd be why. Turn yourself off there instead then. Nope, that's not why. Oh, if you're going to tip over backwards, just tip over backwards. I'll deal with you in a second. Alright. We will instead do a little power cycle. See if that changes anything. Walk start. Turns them on, triggers the walk cycle. Maybe it's too late in the sequence to actually kick in properly. Put that back where it was. Stick it in walk on instead. Arm light. Dum dum dum. Turn on, that can turn off. There we go. That instead. Or you can turn. Not basic turn setup. I do want to cover this turn gyro up. That may be slightly problematic. To make something this size turn nicely, you need a decent bit of space for that rotor to turn. But it doesn't clang on that there. So that we'll have to do for now. We put a bunch of them all the way around the outside for now. Sticking a layer there, on there, on there. That's kind of covered and doesn't completely ruin the shape or look of it. Now, question is, we are tucked in enough. Can I look at this? That's it looking shit. Let's gyro totally get in the way. Look at that. But if we use the right smeggy piece, that might be clang free. No, it's not. You can see it scraping. Yeah. Damn it. Take them. Back out. Spin that again. Yeah. Spin it as fast as you like. I don't know what to do, that's clanging on something down there. Is that because it's too low? Or is that just because of the speed? Drop that down. Zero. Right, well we can't cover it that way. That sucks. Fucking gyros and their weird collisions. Something's backwards there. Ah, me. So what can we do? Oh, crap. Like that. I'll cover that like that and spin that. Doesn't seem to be clanging, so I'm going to go with it. Oop. Although I am actually going to cut that line out. Pop them there and put some grills down there so you can see it in action. Why not? Right, cool, okay. So that rotor can be zeroed. That's kind of covered. It doesn't completely spoil the shape of it. I don't really notice it at a distance too much. And would actually potentially blend it a little bit better, to be honest. We could take that out. Just keep pressing all the wrong buttons, why don't you? Do that, do that, do that. Do that and do that. There you go, it blends in a little bit more with the actual shape of the mech. And it covers those hydro thrusters a little bit. One back out and see what we're doing. Well, not too bad. Ooh, gets a bit wonky sometimes still. I still think that might be to do with how far the arms are swinging out the front. Behave. But the feet walk pretty damn flat. So I could extend the feet a bit more. If need be. Yes, I can figure that out. Yeah. Okay. I want to cover those rotors a little bit better as well. Just throw in bits. Bit of that. Let's do that for now. Let's go with that. There you go, that's better. Right, rotor heads are a little bit better protected. We could even bring them in a bit, I reckon. I'll zero it. Seems alright. Cool. Zero that one. Got the arms, hopefully help with the forward tippiness. Yeah, not too bad. Right. I would like to maybe get a bit of hollow of some description. Maybe red. Regular pattern. If looks a bit like that. There we go. Yeah. And then I could actually go. Yeah, what if I just end up painting this whole back end this colour? Oh, damn it. Would you just paint the thing that I'm trying to get to? There we go. Oh, where's that carbon fibre paint? There it is. The battery itself. Red. Both sides of that, like that, black. That, maybe. Yeah, I think that looks kind of cool. Yeah. Now, let's have a look at these reference pictures. They're both fairly metallic background. That bottom one's got a fair bit of colour patterns in it. What could we do with this? Maybe actually that. Use these black sections to some bits of red. Oop. One too many. Yeah, like that. Not something we need to out there. That's a bit wonky. It needs to be that instead, doesn't it, really? Do that. Do that. Yeah. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. There's a little spot we can add some nice bits of colour. Something on the arms. No. Yeah, for now we'll just do something like that. Later. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Yeah, we'll go on. Do that. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. No, is there anything like wires that would look cool? Cool. Oh, let's say hit the block behind that thing. That's what it matters, really. Ooh. Could I get away with adding some spiky bits top of these legs? Leaving it like that. Oh yeah, there's still work I need to do on the side of these legs, really, isn't there? If I took them out, and replaced them. So. Something like that. That's a bit better. Now, I do need to figure out what I'm going to do with the size of them. Work that out later. What could we do with the feet? How could we paint these to not look like? No. That's too much. No, just do a line up the middle there. Yeah, that'll do for now. Let's do a line up there. Do a bit of that. A bit of that. Yeah, let's do a big line. What? Cool. Right, so that could be that. Ooh, excessive. There we go. That. And we missed. There you go, it's got a little bit of basic colour in it now. A few more. Need a dab. Yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, it's difficult to see what you're doing when you're squeezing into a tight